How's it going today, guys? This is probably the longest time we've been without Cyrax in, well, a fat minute if we're going to be honest with ourselves. And I'm sure a couple of you guys are at least wondering, well, where is Cyrax? I mean, it goes like a day, and Cyrax has posted 3 or 4 videos, and we might review them, we might not. It depends on how entertaining they are. But here recently, he's just disappeared, nowhere to be found. And that's normally for the better, but when you know it's Cyrax, you're like, I wonder what kind of degeneracy he's up to at the moment. And what William Gloryhole is claiming is happening at the moment is that Cyrax is in a relationship with Jackie. Now, it's not Jackie per se, it's more like 2 or 3 dudes who are just like switching roles with Cyrax, having to be the Cassandra, because Cassandra really showed Cyrax like, all right, this is what I've got to confirm for these people to be real, or at the very least, this is how much time you now have to spend with me. If you're not going to show me Cassandra attention, well, I'm just not going to bother. Like, Cyrax is super down with knowing that you're a troll and you're messing with him, as long as you can feed into his delusions a little bit. As long as you're willing to play pretend, well, then Cyrax is going to play pretend right along with you. And he was willing to do that with Cassandra, and that's what we're going to be watching today. As we know, Cassandra had many phone calls with Cyrax, many of them teetering towards the side of degeneracy, not on Cassandra's part, but what Cyrax brought her way. But the ones where it was just them talking, it revealed some very odd information about Cyrax. It proved how much of a hypocrite he is, proved how much of a liar he is, and above all else, really showed just the peak delusions of this guy. But just hearing him talk casually and to somebody he believes he can trust, and these are like the true words of Cyrax, not the rage-induced ones that we're used to hearing. But it doesn't really seem to matter, just all in all pure delusion. So let's go ahead and jump right into that.
Hey babe, what's up?
Hey babe. Oh, nothing, just sitting here.
So, Mom found something out that's pretty stupid, but also as shit.
What?
Every time I post something, the idiots try to do something to the house.
Oh my god.
I'm like, you f***ing morons.
What'd they do now?
Nothing yet, but they're just, me and Mom and Ed are just sitting there rolling our eyes like, are you kidding me?
What are you eating?
That's why whenever me and you do get our own place, we definitely need to make it hard for them to find it, for sure.
I'll have to have, like, massive, like, security.
Oh, 1000%. Hell yeah, have like a f***ing guard dog. Hell, at this point, we may just have to hire security guards by the time we get our own place. They're trying to get me scared so that, you know, something happens and me and you end up splitting, and it's like, it's not gonna happen, give up.
I know.
Like, have we not made this clear already to you motherfuckers?
Like, off.
Like, have we not made it intentionally clear that we're not splitting up, that we are staying together, and that you guys are just a bunch of idiots? Have I not made this clear yet?
Yes, Cyrax, I'm sure Sally and Ed were rolling their eyes about the trolls. That was definitely it. Not the fact that you came down there and was like, hey guys, you know, after 7 long years, I finally thought of something. It just hit me like a ton of bricks. Every time I post something on the internet, whenever I do something incredibly stupid, it almost seems like the trolling ramps up and more people start to mess with me. That's crazy, isn't it? And you know what else? It seems like that's when things happen to the house. These people are awful, aren't they? And have you ever been getting told something by somebody that is so painfully obvious to you, that has brought you so much grief, and they are almost like the direct catalyst of this grief themselves, and you just want to snap? I don't think they was rolling their eyes about what you was talking about, Cyrax. I think they was rolling their eyes at the fact you don't understand you're the problem. We saw how they talked to you, well, at least Sally, and I couldn't imagine Ed is much better, when you went down to get your rice and beans, and they literally were rushing you back up to your room. They want nothing to do with you. Those eye rolls were for you, not the trolls. I would almost guarantee they don't like the trolls either. They're the ones who mess with their life, but you're the main reason. You can literally hear it in Cassandra's voice when Cyrax brings up the hypothetical future house that they're going to live in. It literally almost destroys her. You can hear that just thinking, like in your imagination, realization having to pretend you're going to go live with Cyrax is such a soul-crushing experience. And it's so wild that this guy, he knows that Cassandra has a job. He doesn't plan on getting one. He's striving to be a music producer or like, you know, be a rock star, an artist, a professional e-racer, something of that nature. Things that we all know is never going to happen. So basically what he's telling Cassandra is, hey, I need you to really step up your game right now. You're working 40 hours a week. Well, get this. I work almost every hour of every week. Yeah, sounds insane, right? Well, if you follow these 5 goblin steps right here, you too can achieve pure sludged out mentality. And you, Cassandra, with a bunch of hard work, grit, sludge, brandy, and coffee, you can buy us our dream home. Now, Cyrax, he's not going to work for it at all. This is all on Cassandra. And what's even funnier is, you know, they're both imagining 2 entirely different houses. Cyrax is just thinking about living in a garbage dump filled with all kinds of robes and outfits, his katana so he can practice his samurai skills, all kinds of styluses, pepperoni sticks, fidget spinners. What are they for? I'm not going to mention here, but if you know, you know. Basically heaven on earth for any goblin. But Cassandra, she's over there just imagining the monster house, the old dude just busting through it like, hey, you kids stay off my lawn. But nope, that's just Rax, and she's the poor soul who's been trapped into that house.
I would say if it's just like welding issues or whatever, give me the right and I can do it, because I took auto body shop back in high school, so I know how to weld, fabricate, all that shit. So if it was just simple exterior shit, hand me the gear, let's go. Hand me the thing of metal, hand me the gear, shit, I'm good to roll. Hell, I still have my overalls from when I was in fucking auto body shop. I still have the freaking jumpsuit.
Damn.
Yeah.
Nice.
And that was back in my 11th and 12th grade year. Because for the longest time I thought I was going to work on cars, but turned out I ended up going a whole different direction. Ended up in what I'm doing now, so I can't complain too much.
No.
You know, it's funny, like, yeah, I might live at home with my family and shit, but at least I'm actually out here trying to do shit. But yeah, you got people at your job that don't even want to do shit. I'm over here like, bro, I would kill to have that kind of job.
Right.
Because, like, these assholes literally made it to where I can't get a job, so I'm over here like, dude, you're lucky you even have a job, dude. Y'all are lucky. Stop your bitching. I mean, hell, look at us, man. It worked out for us pretty damn well.
I think so.
Right?
I
So,
do.
you know, I got my beautiful wifey on the other side of the screen. I got my life going good, so I am good.
Good. Life is going great.
Hell yes. And if anybody doesn't like it, they can f*** off.
Yes.
And I
And
give zero fucks.
you're gonna drop an album.
Oh, by the way, babe, are you on Amazon right now? There's some, you're gonna want to look this up. I promise you're gonna laugh. You just go to Amazon real quick, and then look up a jar of fucks. Like, it's actually a thing.
That's some crazy work. Cyrax sitting over there on phone call, knowing he hasn't done a single thing to earn money in over a decade, in like 2 decades at this point. And he's gonna sit there and tell Cassandra with a straight face, like, yeah, I was gonna work in auto body, but then all of these great opportunities opened up and now I'm just sitting here doing what I normally do, living the dream. And like, she's gonna ask him later on, like, what are you doing today, Cyrax? And what did you do most of the day? And he's like, oh, so I woke up, I rolled over, and then I started watching TV all day. And I was like, wow, it is super cold. So you know what? I'm gonna get in the bed and watch TV all day. That's the grand plan of Cyrax. Like, literally your 3rd grade self's motivation on the weekends. Like, oh my goodness, I get to watch Saturday cartoons all day. I'm not gonna go outside and play with my friends. But no, that's what Cyrax does 7 days out of the week. And in the meantime, if he's not doing that, he's doing degenerate stuff on the internet. But I'm not gonna lie, it is super hilarious that he straight up told Cassandra, like, hey, there's something wrong with your car? Well, I can work on it. Yeah, I was in auto body at 18 years old. Well, Cyrax said high school, so it could be 15 through 23, but either way, those overalls haven't seen action in over 20 plus years. And even when you was in there, I would be surprised if you wasn't just the guy holding the rags, giving rags to people who's actually doing the hard work. Nobody wants you to work on their vehicles, because I don't know if you've ever heard this amazing saying, Cyrax, because it's pretty true. If you don't use it, you lose it. And that goes with about anything, really. If you're not applying those skills constantly, what makes you think you could work on cars? And this was over 20 years ago. Cars have changed significantly. You don't want a guy who hasn't worked in an auto body shop in 20 years to jump on your 2020 vehicle. You would destroy that vehicle if you was to lay a hand on it. And vehicles are one thing that, most people who go to work for a living, something you don't do, Cyrax, need. And when they mess up, oh man, things can get bad really, really fast. So that's why people don't tend to just let some random Joe jump into their hood, let alone Cyrax. And it's funny how willing he is, or at least his imaginary self, to work for Cassandra. But if you know his history at all, Cyrax is one of the biggest lays arounds of all time. The dude will literally sit there with like the most minor injury of all time and do nothing for months on end. Here's a nice little example. Cyrax was going on about his day. Now, I believe I have these two stories slightly mixed up because they're so similar. But Cyrax was on his skateboard and he was skating and somehow managed to get tripped up on it and wreck himself. Well, this proceeded to cause Cyrax to go to the hospital. Well, not even the hospital, guys. He literally just self-bandaged his arm, walked into his house, and proclaimed that he could not work for 3 months. Now, at this time, he's like late 20s, never had a job. I don't really think Sally expected it herself for Cyrax to just miraculously start working. But at the same time, Cyrax, for like the past 2 weeks before this, was getting on Facebook Live super excited that he was going to be a part of a Halloween attraction and finally going to earn some real money. But when that got really close, all of a sudden this strange injury popped up and he was out for 3 whole months, just lounging around, making Sally serve him his dinner. He wouldn't even get out of bed. He will find literally any excuse whatsoever to not work, and he will hammer it home, make it as bad as possible, just so you won't bug him about it at all.
Are you gonna eat?
Yeah, I bet you never thought that you'd actually find somebody that actually enjoys spending time with you, did you?
Mm-mm.
How does it feel to finally have that?
It's great. I'm not used to it.
Right, and honestly, it's honestly the same with me. Like, I'm not used to, like, actually being able to be calm, be relaxed, just able to be normal overall.
Right.
Like, even with Jackie, like, for the most part, yeah, it was normal. But there was still that bit of, like, having to always be on guard with her and always arguing and always fighting and her bringing up the past and all this other shit. And I'm just like, dude, let it the go.
Right.
Like, well, me, I'm over here living in the present, actually being in the moment where I'm supposed to be.
Right.
But she's over here on the, oh, but this, but that. It's like, nah, the but this or but that. Like, nobody gives a about that. At least I don't.
I don't.
And for me, another red flag with her was definitely the fact that she literally refused to, like, get on FaceTime and shit. Like, she literally refused to, like, FaceTime with me. I'm like, why? Like...
Yeah, what the
Like, that don't make sense.
It's like, what are you hiding?
Right. And do you know how many times I've asked myself... I have asked myself that so many times, like, dude, what are you hiding?
It's like a 500-pound man on the other side.
Well, no, like, she actually was a chick. Like, I know that for a fact. Like, she FaceTimed me, like, I think, like, one time, and that's it. Where me and you, we pretty much spend all day, every day together until you get off work, and then when you get off work, we hang out like this, we FaceTime with each other.
Right. I mean, it's not that hard.
We do normal couple shit.
Right? It's like, it's not that hard, dumbass.
Like, literally, we literally do normal couples shit. We hang out, we spend time together, laugh at a couple people on the internet, and just spend time together.
Right? Like...
Hell, they think it's bad for them now. Wait till me and you start gaming out together. Oh, they're gonna hate that shit.
Did you guys notice that Cyrax was trying to like slightly emotionally manipulate Cassandra a little bit when he's hitting her with lines like, yeah, well, it's kind of great that you finally found a man who loves you for who you truly are. All those other boyfriends and relationships you had in the past, well, they never really cared about you, Cassandra. I can tell that. You wasn't the apple of their eye. It was just impossible for you. But now that you finally found a man who's willing to love and care for you with all of his heart and soul, now how does that truly feel? Do you feel accomplished, Cassandra, that you're with me? It's like, how much of an ego do you have, Rax? You don't have a job. You live with Sally. You don't plan on getting one. The last time you got a girlfriend, you just cooped her up too in the attic, and that's what you probably planned for Cassandra. You're not some win. So it's crazy when you're trying to twist this around and be like, yeah, I am the best you can do, Cassandra, so don't you get any ideas. And then goes on to complain about his quote-unquote ex-girlfriend. And like, the Jackie person, she was trying to get Cyrax to stop interacting with the trolls. Like, hey, stop getting on camera and arguing, and I'll give you an Xbox, and all things of that nature that would goad Cyrax into stopping. And we can tell why they did it. It's because apparently it's 2 or 3 dudes who just want to buddy troll Cyrax by themselves, and that's what's going on right now. And you know Cyrax is aware of it, but he just doesn't care. As long as he can sit there, do his degenerate acts while you're playing make-believe too, he's gonna be down for it. And that is just the worst. Like, he's expressing to Cassandra how much he knows that Jackie was not a real person. He doesn't trust her whatsoever. But as soon as he leaves Cassandra and he's like, oh, she works with John, immediately runs back to them. It just kind of proves that it doesn't really matter to Cyrax if you're real or not. As long as you're feeding into the delusions, and that's what matters to him. And how could he not figure out that they're a troll with how he operates or how he wants to talk to his girlfriends or his lovers, whatever? Like, the way he goes about it would be considered extremely overbearing. I'm pretty sure someone would break up with you in a week for sure if that's the way you was going to treat them, or at least the way you was going to bug them constantly. When Cyrax was sitting there saying like, yeah, we talk all day, like every time you get off work, I have to call you and bug you, and while you're trying to sleep, I've got to watch you sleep. Very creepy behavior, very overbearing. Anyone would not put up with that unless they had an ulterior motive. You gotta give people their space. Like, if you don't, you're gonna lose them faster than anything.
I will be the first to admit that I am the crazy one out of all my friends. I am the crazy one.
Yeah.
I'm the one that like, obviously, like, you know, I'm that one that's, like, super loyal. I love to crack jokes. But when the time is right, y'all are about to see a crazy side of me that you don't want to see.
I mean, I believe that.
There's a reason why I keep that shit locked up.
Right.
It's like, shh, don't tell the idiots that I'm not just smart, but I'm also crazy.
I'm cray-cray.
I'll be the first to admit, I was born crazy.
Crazy. Wow.
What the?
I don't know. Ho ho!
I love you, baby.
Me too.
But seriously, if I could, I would definitely be cuddling up with you right now. Like, for sure, without a doubt. And, you know, I can honestly say this, I cannot wait for you to get down here, because I know once you get down here and you meet Mom and Ed, I can tell you right now, they're gonna love you even more than what they do now already. Like, I guarantee it.
You told them about me?
Yeah. Well, I didn't necessarily tell you. Mom found out through our friend of the family, Steve, who kind of keeps an eye out for, like, what the trolls are gonna do to the house and shit. He basically helps us to keep an eye on shit.
Mm-hmm.
That way we know, like, what they're gonna do so that we can, you know, plan ahead if we need to call the cops or whatever we can. And he had seen them talking about me putting up that I'm with you and stuff like that. And she asked me about it, and I'm like, yeah, why? Like, I'm just curious.
Okay.
Like, alright, cool.
Okay.
But I can tell you right now that Mom is going to love you to death. I can see it already.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, come on, what's not to love, babe? I mean, obviously, you're beautiful as hell. Obviously. You know how to cook. You haven't... Granted, the job's kind of boring, and you are a cake decorator, so I know she'd love that.
Yeah.
Because my older brother, when he was alive, he was the baker in the family. Like, he loved to bake.
It is fun.
I can honestly, if he was alive, I can see you and him becoming really good friends. Like, I could actually see you and him getting along. Like, y'all would have been super close. I mean, think about it. He's a baker. You decorate cakes. I can see y'all coming up with some shit. Like, in your head, like, when we first started talking, like, did you ever think that we would end up like this, ever? What were you thinking whenever I said that shit? Like, what were you thinking?
I was like, whoa. Like, I wasn't expecting it. I was shocked. Because, like, I thought you had a girlfriend, so that's why I was, like, surprised.
Honestly, I was at the point with Jackie to where I was, like, seriously, like, contemplating cutting her off anyway.
Right.
So it just kind of made that process that much easier and quicker. And am I grateful that she pulled me out of that shit from those trolls? Yes. But she was not the right one that I was meant to be with.
No.
And the one that I was clearly meant to be with is literally on the other side of this screen right now.
Hello?
It's hilarious hearing Cyrax say, hey, well, you know, Ed and Sally, they're going to love you so much when they finally meet you. It's like, I don't know about you guys, but I think it's very rare for, like, the parents of their kid to be just, like, overwhelmed with how much they love their partner. Like, normally there's some steps. You're like, all right, are they going to treat my kid right? Are they going to take care of them? Da-da-da-da-da. Before they instantly just fall in love with them. And we know how Sally works. If Cassandra brings a lot of money into that household, she will love her. She'll love her to death. Back when I think it was the Tangerine saga was going on, Sally was talking to one of them. I guess it's Tangerine. And Tangerine's like, well, you know, I'm getting like $100,000 from like a settlement or something of that nature. And Sally would not stop talking to this woman. She would not leave her alone. If you want to get on Sally's good side, just mention that you got some money on hand and she will love you. She will. But Ed, I think he might be a little bit harder to win over, especially when Cyrax is over there like, yeah, we have this good friend that Ed talks to. Well, he didn't say Ed specifically, but there's a reason I bring that up is because I believe who Cyrax is referring to is CVG. There's been plenty of videos that the great CVG has put out here recently of him calling up Ed and been like, hey, Cyrax has been an idiot again and you guys are about to lose your power. Just giving you a heads up. Oh, and hey, Cyrax has got a new girlfriend. This is about to go bad. She's fake. And you know what Ed does the entire time? Laugh at Cyrax's antics. He is that done. Cyrax thinks they're sitting down there defending him tooth and nail. No, they're laughing at him just like everybody else is in the world, including Cassandra. And like, hey, did you guys hear Cyrax when he was talking about Cassandra's job? He's like, well, it is kind of a boring job. Like, how are you gonna hate on her job? You was planning on relying on her income. Being like a cake decorator is kind of neat. You get to flex your creativity. There's some good things that can come about it. But no, Cyrax is like, no, that's stupid and boring. even though that's more effort than Cyrax has put into anything in his entire life. And I'm talking about one cake Cassandra decorates. And she's probably got to do a lot throughout the day. Like, you really know how to talk to them, don't you, Cyrax? You make fun of their job, you call it boring even though you plan on relying on it, and then you're telling Cassandra all about how the trolls are going to constantly mess with you. You need security, you need this, that, and the third just to protect yourself from them. And you plan on having Cassandra fund your dream house? I don't know about you guys, but that seems like a huge glaring red flag that you should avoid immediately when your significant other is like, yeah, listen, I've got a lot of enemies that constantly mess with my house. They turn off my power, they break my car windshields. Like, you know, this is rough living over here, but I am going to drag you into it, and you better be prepared because, well, I'm going to need you to protect me.
The only surgeries I've had were for a medical shit from when I was a kid, and when I took a 2-story fall off of a balcony at North High School out here, and had to get 6 stitches and was out of school for about a month.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Split my head right here. The split went from like right about there down to there. Just...
What did you do? How'd you fall?
So what happened was there's this little spot where me and my friends would always sit, right outside the gym, and there was like this balcony where we would all sit and whatnot, and I usually sat on the edge like any crazy high schooler would do, you know, sit on the edge, eat your lunch, hang out with your friends, and just, you know, chill out. Mm-hmm. Well, a bell rang for class, and that day was like, it was some sort of like photo day or something. I forget what it was. But I threw my tray in the trash, went to come back over the wall, and I had 1 foot on the wall and 1 foot up on the thing with my hands like this, like on the ledge. I went to pull myself up, not realizing my back shoe had like literally no tread. It slid and drugged me with it. Literally that next day, like, my mom wanted me to try to go back to school after I got stitches and so on. Then I was like, yeah, sure. And at the time I was taking art class. Dude, my art teacher literally wanted me to try to draw with a black eye and a bunch of bruises, and I couldn't do it. So I was like, this, I'm calling my mom, I'm getting out of here, I'm going home. Like, I'm letting this shit heal up for a month. I'm done with this shit.
Yeah, like, what the
So I literally sat there at home, watched TV, and did my classwork as much as I could for like a month straight. I have literally been in this room for so long that I can pretty much tell you where everything is without even being in the room or even looking.
Damn. Wow.
Well, you gotta figure, being stuck in the same room for 6+ years, you kind of get a good idea as to where everything's at, and you kind of start to memorize shit.
I mean, yeah, I would figure if you... Yeah, that's a long time, bro.
Right, and I fucking hate it because, like, before that, like, if you go back and you look at my original Facebook, which I'll gladly send you, like, if you go back and, like, you look at my original Facebook and you look at the photos and shit, you can see just how active I was. I was out doing shit. I was hanging out with friends, constantly doing photography work back in the day, constantly going out, hanging out with friends at, you know, local events that some of my friends' bands were doing and stuff, so I would go out, show support, hang out with them. And, of course, occasionally I piss off the occasional security guard for knowing my friends and being on stage with my friends when technically I wasn't supposed to be. Right?
Yeah.
The thing that I find so funny is these idiots actually believe that there's a homeless art coming from it. It's like, no, there's not, you
Yeah, I don't... I'm like, what?
Like, bro, there's no way I'm gonna be homeless, like, at all. I mean, hell, by this time in 2027 or even 2028, me and you will probably have our own place by then, so how am I gonna be homeless?
Exactly. If anything, we're gonna be rolling in the dough.
Right, exactly. Like, hello. Duh.
Duh.
They're like, there was this old like troll thing going on there. Like I see now that it was a troll. One of my friends that turned out to be a troll as well got me hooked up with a lawyer that I did not know was a fake lawyer, and they needed to collect all this evidence of stuff that was destroyed. Alright, cool. Yeah, that's fine. You know, here's everything that they destroyed. I had everything in my room. I packed everything up. And they said, oh, hey, we're going to send somebody out to pick it up, yada, yada, yada. Alright, cool. And so they did. Sent somebody out here, dude picked it up. Next day, they're like, hey, like, you have your first hearing for the Zoom meeting or whatever. Because everybody was in different states, so you know how courts will do, like, Zoom meetings and shit. If people are, like, in different states, they're like, hey, you know, we're going to do a Zoom meeting, it's going to be at this time, da-da-da, and I'm like, alright, cool. So, you know, I got all dressed up nice and shit for the Zoom meeting and everything. And towards the end of the fucking meeting, fucking William goes, oh, by the way, got something to show you guys, and we're just like, what? And literally there was a video of him burning all the electronic shit that they destroyed. Like, literally burning it.
A 2-story fall, is that right, Cyrax? This is basically the 100-foot drop that he took over the mall mountainside. You know, the supervillain's mall that hangs high up on a cliff that Rax just tumbled all the way down until miraculously he found a cop that he begged for $5. It's not a 2-story drop, Cyrax. The story is Cyrax was like a 20-some-year-old man in high school still, walking around trying to impress the students. And he's like, hey, fellow kids, would you like to see me, good old Cyrax, do a front flip off the stage? And if I'm a high schooler, in fact, if I'm just Chinchilla right now, I'm gonna say yes. In fact, I'm gonna hype him up. I'm like, you can do it, Cyrax. I enthusiastically get this man to do a front flip off the stage. And what does Cyrax do? He listens. He gets goaded on by them. He's like, all right, it's time to impress these 15-year-olds, walks up on the stage, does a front flip, and immediately destroys himself. Like if Godzilla was to step out of the ocean in real life, just absolutely implode in on himself. And Cyrax was really messed up, and for some reason Sally is sending him to school the next day. And as a 20-some-year-old man, as you're sitting in art class, the art teacher is telling you, hey, do some schoolwork, and you're like, nah, I am not going to do this. But unlike what most 20-year-olds would do when they're done with school, just walking out and going on with their own life, you just basically give up. You're like, no, art teacher, I can't do it. Do you not see that I have a black eye? How am I going to be able to write? I can't do that. And you know, I'm an artist of the generation. But I cannot write right now. So think about this. Cyrax has a bunch of facial injuries, so he refuses to write. I don't see how that correlates, but it gets, as you heard, it got even worse. The guy legitimately went home and just stayed pinned up in his room, bed rest for a month, and claimed that the doctor told him to do it. There's not a doctor in the world who's going to say, hey, you know that black eye you've got right there? Like, you don't even want to know what could happen to you, Cyrax. So yes, just stay in bed for a month, make sure your elderly grandma takes care of you, every whim that you could possibly think of, and never go back to school. Actually, if he did go to the doctor, the dude probably did tell him to stop going back to school. Not for the injury or anything like that. He was just looking out for the others. He knew Cyrax. He's like, I've got an 8-year education. I've seen this time and time again. Cyrax, do not go back. It's not going to work out for you. And he didn't even know all the things that we do. I mean, this is the same guy who will tell you that he knows the court case was fake. He knew it the entire time. But here he's telling Cassandra, like, yeah, well, the pickle man tricked me again. John got me. He was playing a fake court case out, and, well, I fell for it. I was raging out, and I sent my stuff to him, and they destroyed it. I mean, can you believe that, Cassandra? And it's so crazy because Rax, during that entire court case, was acting a fool. He was screaming during it. He was yelling at the judge. And And for him to actually believe it was real, it basically confirms to us what we already knew, that Cyrax couldn't go to court. If he did, he's going to get arrested for contempt at the very least. If AOM just would have went, Rax would have been behind bars because he would not have been acting proper in there. But I guess that's enough for me today, guys. Big shout out to Cassandra. This video wouldn't be possible without her. Her channel was linked down below. Make sure to go subscribe to her. But with all that said today, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to drop a like, subscribe, follow all the socials down below, use the new hype feature, comment as well, and I'll catch you guys next time.